Good morning. It is Sunday morning. It's like 8:12. Just letting my dogs out. The minute I step outside, I got this kid Rico from down the street. He's out in front of my house. My stalker must have just pulled in because he ran over. She outside. She out. Dude, it's gonna be another fucking day. Yeah, welcome to Thrush Avenue. 10622 Thrush. That's where I'm at. You can imagine where my stalker's at. And I believe she poisoned my dog. So fireworks at 5 o'clock this morning next to my house. She can't help herself. She got the kid from down the street, letting her know when I walk out of my house, what are they gonna do? Oh, I'm so sorry you can't traffic drugs in my driveway anymore. Y'all see what I mean? See what I mean? I don't know if y'all can hear him screaming down the street at his mom. This is some little pervert that thinks he can scream bitch at me out my stalker's car window and stuff yesterday. Super weird. I'm going to end up calling the police today because I don't think you can scream bitch at somebody all day for weeks and weeks without, on video, without some kind of repercussion. I'll be calling. So let's see if we have another day today where they scream obscenities over my fence back here next to my house because I'm set back a little bit. It's a shame. Like every morning I get up, it's the same shit. I walk out, these stalkers are waiting for me to, they need to see me. They need attention, and I'm not giving it to them, except for through YouTube, which is for the prosecutor. So all of these lives are being transcribed, and you can hear them talking about my dead dog and stuff. It was funny to them, right? And then whispering underneath, and well, I didn't do it. Well, then who did, right? So that's a question for the detectives. So unfortunately, I'm going to be live all day again today. I'm retired, y'all. I'm recovering from rotator cuff surgery. That's why I'm home, in case y'all are like my neighbor screaming from my porch he's going to kick my white ass because I'm lonely and I don't have anything better to do. Nah, my people won't come here because of your crip ass. They won't come here because of this. Screaming obscenities at me. I'm going to stop that boy Rickle from doing that shit, dude. I don't care if he's 7. Juvenile halls for all ages underneath, what, 12? His mom, I wonder if she's on parole. I mean, she should be careful because she's pulled herself into a criminal felony menacing case. You know, this is serious. So I just wish they'd leave me alone. There's no peace here until she's gone. Yeah, you're a good girl. Stalker weirdos. Come here, honey. Come here. Stay away from the fence. I might poison you too. So there's no kids around right now. You know, they're down the street. It's no problem. But I might say something going into my house, and that's my only alternative. And there are no kids around. So if I say something, just be glad that's all I say. Because it's been frustrating, y'all. It's been like 4 years nonstop. I can't even like step out of my door without them screaming, the white lady outside. Her son used to come out of his porch. I mean, here, look. So the son, his MO is to come out on the porch, and I have this shade. Unfortunately, you can see through it during certain times of the day. So the minute I step out of my house, her son's out on this back porch. She outside, the white lady outside. I can see her in her kitchen. I can see the white lady in her kitchen. Y'all, it is so weird. I've never experienced anything like I'm nobody. Run with that. So I don't know if you see that, but I'm watching my dogs from my door inside. I'm trying to get Russell them up some food. The minute they go on the side of my house, over by my fence on Beniqua's side, I run out. If I can't see them, I don't trust that they won't poison them or hurt them or punch them or throw things at them like they have done. It's all right, Ari. What'd you see? What'd you see? I don't see nothing. There's no kitty cat. She's got a new home. Yeah. They poisoned my puppy, my brown dog. Come here, Ari. You're being good. Come on. Come. Come on. Let's do it. Come on. Stop, Ari. Come on. Come on. Hurry up. Hey there, are you awoken yet? That is perhaps the best question you have ever asked me. Ha ha ha. Not like you asked me many. Ha ha ha. So it started early this morning. The minute I, honest fucking God, the minute I opened my door at 8:12 to let the dogs out, right? The minute I opened my door, that kid Rickle is in front of my house, in my driveway, on the sidewalk, and he starts screaming that I'm up, that I'm out, like to the whole fucking neighborhood. Now the stalker's not home, and his mother must have yelled at him because he went hoofing it back home. My question is this: what avenue can I take to pull this 7-year-old perverted perpetrator off of me, period? Calling me a bitch out of Beniqua's car window, calling me a bitch at my fence, calling me a bitch when I'm out in my yard, screaming, fuck you, screaming, fuck off. That's all on camera. What can I do? What are my options? Can I call the police out and have him go talk to his mother and find out her name so I can add her to the menacing suit? And I'm talking into my phone, so there could be errors. And Mike, these are the moments that I put my sign out there. These are the moments that I go live on YouTube. These are the moments that I start recording because they can't stop, period. It starts the minute I get it. So those signs are my answer to them beginning their bullshit. And I get that I'm knee-jerking, but at this point, I don't care. Knee. Ari. Come here, Ari. Ari. You want mama? Okay. Yeah, honey, you gotta give her some space. It's cooking. Come here, Ari. Hey, are you in church? Oh. Oh, gotcha. Well, maybe when we get back. It's too much. It's really too much. Judy, they poisoned Marvel. They poisoned them. They killed them. My stalker next door. Her kids are out here every fucking day. This morning I came out at 8:12, literally to let my dogs out. Just open the door. This fucking kid from down the street, the 7-year-old punk, is standing in front of my driveway, and he starts screaming, "She outside! She outside!" Like, what the fuck, man? This kid is 5 houses down on my left, and he's screaming "bitch" and "fuck you" and "fuck off" and all this other shit. They're like grabbing my fence and shaking it, throwing shit at my van. Like, I need to go down to the prosecutor's office tomorrow and show my face, because nobody's ever. Yeah, it's all on film. It's on YouTube Live, but I don't film their faces. They're in their backyard and they're kids, but I've got all kinds of garbage. And then Beniqua, this chick is my stalker. She's not only waiting for her man to get out of prison, and they think I don't know the reason why he's there, because he was a drug trafficker and guns and everything. But I think that all that shit went down before he actually moved in next door in 2019, and then they ran a trap house for 3 years, and then finally, 2 years ago, I started standing up, just to protect my own property and the dogs. Well, 2 years ago, when I got Marvel, they started throwing shit over my back fence. Used diabetic pod, insulin pods, like their cigarillo tips, they were and thrown in my my wood pile. It's ungodly. Use condoms, drug baggies, and straws and shit. And she's still doing this shit. Like, they're lighting fireworks like M100s off last week in their recycle bin next to my house. So and then their lids slam on my fence all night long, and they'll do that on purpose. And I've called the health department, and they've come out and ticketed them like every month in a row. And the landlord is the only reason why she's there is because
Everybody else is out of the house, and she gets to stay because they needed somebody's name on the lease for Section 8. So the landlord loses their contract with Section 8 if nobody's actually in the house on Section 8. So about 8 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago, here she is. Now it's full time all the time, every morning, just in my driveway, like screaming. The white lady outside, I can see her in her house. They're literally in the back, looking through a privacy screen into my front door. Like the minute I walk out my door. Now they got this other kid and this mother. So she moves in 5 houses to my left, right? She's a single mom with 2 kids, 7 and 8, little boy and girl. So I'm walking home from the store and I see him for the first time. And this is about 7 weeks, maybe 6 or 7 weeks ago, right? So this is all new. And so I walk by and I say hi. And I say to the little girl, "Oh, your braids are beautiful." And, that's just how I am, I'm just connecting a little bit because, I've seen the kids out and about. And she brushed me off. She waved me off. And I go, "Okay, that's cool. She thinks I'm weird. No big deal. Good. This will be easy. Then I don't have to deal with her at all, Because I don't want to know people." And so I'm walking the dogs at the park later that afternoon, and these 2 little kids run up to me. They say, "My name's Rickle. My name's Oren. We're from Texas. My mom just got out of prison," literally. And they're hungry. I said, "Well, I have some extra food. I could put some in a box." And just never should have done it. So I put a box of food out on my. Yeah, or not the Muslim kids. They're sweet, and there's a beautiful story with them. It's the last house next to the store. So these are new. These are kind of new. I haven't really had to say anything about these kids except for the last 2 weeks. So basically, I give him a box of food, put him on, he gets it. Next day, begging me for food. I give him another bag. 2 days later, begging me for more food. I give him another bag of food. Now I'm like, okay, now I don't have enough food. But he's a kid and he's hungry. And so, like, right after that, and this was, uh, maybe they've only been there 4 weeks. Anyway, so the mother comes down and is best friends with Beniqua now. So her 7-year-old, this new kid, is best friends with her. I have to call him Crip. His dad's in prison for rape and shit. Like this 8-year-old that's been on top of me for 4 years with Beniqua. See, she squatted with her grandma. Grandma lived next door on Section 8. This woman would come over with her kids. She lived somewhere else, and she'd start shit with me, throw cement blocks on my roof, and like do all this stuff that I mentioned, and even more stuff. And so then she'd run. She'd jump in her car and run. And she can't now. There's nowhere for her to go. So when the police are coming, she goes and sits at the park, watching. There's a detective with the prosecutor's office. They're charging her with criminal felony menacing. And I don't even know if she knows that yet. It's a process. The trash and all this shit going on and calling me screaming I'm a bitch. I mean, I have it all on YouTube live. I just started posting it. And it's really mostly audio in the front of my house. But it's ungodly. They talk about my dad, about the laughing and then they talk about like what they did. And so I'm just waiting to hear from a detective. But this morning it started already. This kid's out there, but they poisoned her. They did an autopsy. There was nothing wrong with him. He didn't even get to be two. She was just jealous because I had a puppy. Couldn't stand the fact that I had something I really, really loved, and she took that. And my kids can't come here. They haven't been able to come here for 4 years, so that was all I fucking had here. So I got assigned to my yard, dog killer. I want everybody to know. I'm telling everybody over here. That's all I can do. I can't even respond to this. I can't scream back bitch to them. I can't scream fuck you, fuck off. Because they're kids and they know it, so the stalker knows it. She's pulling out of her drive yesterday, Tootie, and the other kid, Rickle, was in her car screaming bitch at me out the window. That's what I'm dealing with. This is crip thug mentality. I'm so sorry. I know, that's why I was like, it can wait, but that's where I'm at today. Because YouTube Live is keeping me from losing my shit so that I don't look like you know, the crazy white woman or the racist white bitch that they're screaming. They put a sign in their yard saying, I hate black people. Like that's what the sign said with an arrow to my house, only they had to take it out from the front. Some of my black friends from the store literally will stop their car and get out of their car. So they put it on the side of their house. Ignore here. And Joan, my lawyer, thought it was funny. She's like, she's telling them that she hates black people and to ignore here, her house. Because then she put it on the side of her house so the arrow pointed to her backyard. I mean, that's just the mentality I'm dealing with. I'm like, oh, you want a sign? I'll give you a sign. That way, I can tell everybody. People are stopping, and so they're being watched now out front. The whole bitch stuff. They've got people down the street screaming at them to shut up. The men that I told, you know, I've got good neighbors. And let me tell you a good story, okay? And this will make me cry with joy. You know the gray cat, the pregnant one, that I've been trying to capture, and I didn't want them to kill her because they killed another cat, you know. Well, the Muslim kids, two I'll say Pakistani kids, two houses down, I saw them throwing stuff, and I knew that the kittens were in their garage. And so I walked over when she first had them, and I said, can you help me? Can I look behind your house? You know, and the kids were great. And the parents, like, they translate for them. They let me go in the back and look, and I didn't see it. There was a mattress, and I thought, oh, maybe they're in there. I didn't realize there's like a hole under the garage, and I go, oh, she's probably in the garage, which is good because she'll be safe. Anyway, all right. So I noticed was it yesterday? Throwing things into the window. Hey, do you see kittens? And there's probably, and they're like, yeah. And I go, how many? And they're like, two. I go, don't hurt them. If you hurt them, it's against the law. Don't hurt them. I said, oh, and I had to bring. She's like, yeah. I go, I'll give you $10 a kitten if you can go in and get them for me. Judy climbed in and got 3 tiny kittens out. And I was able to catch her yesterday morning. So I had fed them Friday night. And then you have to stimulate them, you know, so they go to the bathroom. I had a school that died. That's what happened. They were too young. They're all making out. Diane came Saturday yesterday morning, took them on and then her kittens to the APL. They're safe and they're going to get them home. She's going to sleep. I just love these kids. So, everything. I took over my boys' produce, you know, and then they came back over and I gave them some more food because I got some extra food, you know, and I try to be careful because a lot of people from there are vegetarian, you know, but I'm sure they appreciated that. And so I told the kid yesterday, he goes, oh, when is our pay? And I go, remember 10 days. In 10 days I get paid and I'll pay you guys $40, but you gotta split it. I'm just so grateful. That's one, you know what? Marvel did that. You know, without working for me, so I didn't have to worry about that great stuff that I was paying for 2 years. You know? So that's a joy. There's little joys in this. I have great neighbors. Everybody else is great. These two houses bonded together, and I'm like, you know what? I hope your mom's got off a little. The Texas kids. I really hope not, because she's going to be dragged into this. And it's only a matter of time before I meet this young man in juvenile court. And it's okay, because you know what? It's not that they have to learn to behave. I also have to learn how to stand up for myself in a court of law and not scream obscenities back at them. Now, what they're doing is perverting. It's all I can do, not just say, back off further, you know, and go there. It would be easy for me to cross that line. And right now, I'm the Sunday school teacher, you know. You know what? Yeah, you're right. And I think that's where I'm at now. the telling people and the standing up and yelling. You know what? I can say that. I can do that. And I think they just gave me the permission to do that. And being alone, Tootie, you'll never be a target if you're with somebody. I'm alone, and I'm disabled, and that's who they target: white people that are alone and disabled. And I hate to say the word white, but when you scream, "I'm gonna beat your white ass," "I'm gonna kill you, white bitch," and the white woman outside, like I've got her on camera. I mean, I'm just starting to accumulate, and honestly, I probably have 130, more than 130 videos of this kind of stuff, and the trash and the garbage. It's ungodly, and that's okay. Because you know what? I went out yesterday, my arm's getting better, and I nailed my whole yard. I got Mike and I to come over, a friend, and help me fix my weed whacker, and that was empowering. And I've always wanted to weed whack, like once I bought it and I broke it, and I thought I broke it. That's a blessing, you know? And so for me to wake up today and go, okay, everything's in the yard, it's good as it can right now, and I don't feel the need to do too much because I've been home for a while doing stuff, and I'll just enjoy it. I open the door, scream. Well, let me put it like this. Um, yeah. So what happened was, so what happened? See somebody hand her a phone. So she pulls the phone out, she's recording Aria, and she slaps her leg and moves toward her, like that. And the little boy ran to the fence, so Aria was like, to the fence. But right before that, so Beniqua hands this girl her phone, right? Girl starts to film, does the slap, does like, gonna get Aria to run to her. Beniqua literally, and she's of like 450 pounds, she steps out on her back porch with a plate of Big Mac. And I only know because It looks maybe she had it in the box, but this chick was chowing down on a fucking Big Mac while her kids do this, watching it. That's all on film. Something said to me, Sean, put your phone out where you can see their back door and film it. Because at that point, Judy, I was already waiting for the police to come. It took them 4 hours. What they had done is Mandy had pulled up, and I had just taken in Shaggy Dog. I rescued a kitten out in the yard. Kids wanted to see it, and they don't have anything to come over. So Mandy's like, well, all right, well, I'll let them come in real quick and see it when they go. You know? So as soon as they got to the house, they came like that. They didn't walk. Dogs went like this. What's wrong with you? She was wrong. She sees it coming around, shaking his head. She's like, Mom, it just attacked you. Like, so I had to grab the kids and throw them in the car and go. I don't know what to do. Facebook. I did my research, girl. You know, I find it. You know, I'll find it if it's there, and I did. And so her dude's in prison. I think he might be getting out, and I don't know if she's setting up the trap house now. You know, that it's just hanging over my head. But so Mandy takes off and never comes back. I mean, never even to drop me off at the hospital. I couldn't ride. You know, I have to meet her down at Dairy Queen. My van's in the shop right now, and that's not even an issue for me. I'm glad it's not here. I got them on camera. This stalker's kid, this other kid from down the street, throwing rocks and sticks at my van, like literally on camera. Sunday morning, 8 o'clock. I had to call the police. So that kid's got 2 police reports out there. They grab my fence and shake it, and the dot and Ario's like, oh, lickety split. Oh, she goes into hyper. She's a purebred. She goes into hyper. You know, they've abused her for over years. And so, anyway, yeah, that's just kind of what I'm at right now. So that kid's got 2 police. But the police came out and talked to both sets of families. And you know what he said? He said, when that dog bites you because you have your hands on, in, or around her fence, it's your own fault. And then I tell Joan that, and Joan's like, that's not me. Your doctor's like, everybody. And I said, well, I'll watch her. I'm not, you know. But it's too much. It is. And I can't leave. I can't just, it's like being in a relationship with Bob. If I were to leave the house, I'd lose the house. You know, and I sold my house so we could have to go to some shyster who didn't even have a unit for 40 grand cash. And Joan got me out of it. That's how, like, I was so happy I was going to go live in the woods and I was going to be homeless and I could care. Honestly, that's how bad it was. But I just gave up and sold my house to the first person who offered me 40,000 for it. Because he was a shyster. He didn't even, the realtor didn't even have an email or, you know, Joan was able to get me out of that contract. Me selling him my house. Yeah, because basically I didn't really understand. Maybe, but I didn't understand that he would have power of attorney until November, and there was just a lot of things in his favor and not in mine. And Joan started crying when she saw it, and she's like, I care about you. What are you doing? It's all bad. You know? So it is, and I have to stay, and I have to stand up, and hopefully this will be resolved in court, you know, and but I just have to fight for myself. Like I have to learn a lot and become stronger, you know. But when there's a 7-year-old little perverted kid out in front of your house at 8:12 in the morning, you have PTSD. So many people have apologized to me. I've apologized to so many people for calling them out. You know, it's not our fault. There's no reason to apologize. I told the lady at the prosecutor's office, you don't have to apologize. It's not you. You know, it's not me. You don't have to apologize. I wish somebody could help me. And I know that it's terrible that you can't help me, and I think it's And I want to say I chose this house, but they won't care what I bought. You know, it's not my fault. But I can't start yelling because you know what? My neighbors hear that, and they're standing up. The ones who can't. Like, I call some people popcorn porch people, like the three P's, because they sit on their porch and they eat their popcorn and they watch people abuse me or other people, you know, and don't get involved. And I wouldn't either. I wouldn't get involved either. But some of the popcorn people are not popcorn people. They're people standing up telling you people to shut up. What happened to your dog? Because I know what they are. They're like, you got an empty stomach. I'm like, well, I know I fed him chicken and rice, and he was taking a big poop when he died as I was putting him in the bag for you guys at PDPL. So there's probably wood in there. There wouldn't have been anything this stuff. You know, because and yeah, just you know what? The problem is the energy stuff. You know, Aria, that's what I realized. Like, it was like good stuff. That dog was. And that's what I have to get used to, or no, knock it off. but Aria's a little doesn't she's too big for me to play with, and Jenny's too old, you know. So she wants to play, and I'm like, good. Let's go home. I'm so sorry. I just there's you know nobody here right now. There's nothing. I know. I know, right? Maybe right home from downtown someday when I go to the prosecutor's office this week. But things were tough this month. You know, Harvey was 300. Jenny was 300. She had a visit that I had to have come out with me because you know she's having trouble walking. Um, my vet was terrified. She was literally like, you could see she was traumatized. She went and sat in the car. You know, as soon as she was done. But so it was a rough month financially. Van 650. You know, just roughness. So I don't feel trapped though. You know, I really don't. Without the vet, and Mandy was on vacation. She comes back this afternoon, not seeing the kids. You know, kind of makes me feel isolated a little bit, but not trapped, and that's a big difference. You know, emotionally and from you know where I come from. So you know, it's just one person. It's just one orchestrator, one crit thug waiting for her dude to get out of prison. And you know, he's in prison for a long line of drug trafficking, guns in car, guns in disability, rape, attempted murder, uh, kidnapping. It's a long list. And this is the dude that's probably getting out maybe this month, next month, after 3 years for what he's doing next door. And she's here. That's her dude. That's their father. You know, there's a big part of me that's wants to ask this kid Rickle down the street, hey, is your mom still on parole? Because tell her, you know, that there's a detective that's going to come down and talk to her. You know, that's where my mind is going. But can I? I mean, you know, so the mom, you know, she never said thank you for the food. She never waved at me, ever. Yeah, Rickle's mom down the street. She never waved at me, never said thanks for the food, never acknowledged me, except to let her son come down here and do all the shit. And she was standing in front of my house filming me and stuff. So yesterday at the store, I walked up to the, yeah, yeah, Rickle's mom. Yeah, the one down the street. But, oh, she was never nice, never nice. She was the one that brushed me off when I tried to say her little girl's braids were cute. It was those two kids from down the street that hooked up with my next door neighbor. So she went, I was in, and they were following me to the store. So I go to the store yesterday. Not really. I mean, the kids came up to me, and I was nice to them, gave them food. It wasn't like we were, that's my next door on the left side. They're very nice. Yeah, they're so nice. They're the ones that moved in, and they're great. You know. So yeah, so I have a lot of new neighbors actually. New neighbors in the back I met. They're great. Love them. Like yeah, Danica, sometimes rude. And they're great. And so it's this one house, and now it's two because she drew these other people into her criminal element into her, stalking. So the mother was coming down filming me and for Beniqua. And the other night, this is just weird. So the other night, the woman's down here on her phone yelling, Rico, in front of my house. Rico. You can hear her kids. You can hear Beniqua's kid yelling, Rico, from down at her house, 5 houses down. All the kids were in the backyard. Beniqua's down here. So she's on the phone with Beniqua in front of my house yelling for her kid. You know? Services sent them a video. I had to call YouTube Mom. Her in front of my house filming me, calling for her kid. Her kids, they're screaming his name down the street. They're in her own backyard. Now come on. That's weird. So yesterday morning, I go to the store because Mike and I was, and Mike and I is a customer from the store. I don't know if I've mentioned him before, but he's a sweetheart. He'll come down and help me. And, yes, yes, the guy who got shot. Okay, so he was down there and he had something for me, like some wire for my weed whacker or something. So I meet him at the store, grab a pop, I drink my pop, and this lady walks in, right? So Rickles, so she walks in and she goes to pass me, and I look at Mike and I go, "That's her." And dude, Tootie, I can do this with adults. I feel uncomfortable with the children, but I had no problem in the store yesterday morning. You're gonna love this. So she comes in and she goes back to the ATM, but before she can even get there, I said, "That's the woman. Her kid is the one screaming bitch at me, the one shaking my fence, the one throwing stuff at my van, blah blah blah." And she's not saying a word. She's just going through the store now. In walks another customer. BK, big black eye. Now they're trying to say I'm racist, right? And this is what I would do without that woman in the store. I run up to BK. I don't even do this with Mike and I. I run up to BK. I give him a huge hug. I'm like, BK, I missed you because I haven't gone to the store. Uh, and that's my own little social club in the morning. There's a bunch of old people that go up and play some Keno, just sit and whatever. So, so I'm saying that, and I go, BK. And then I was still in that moment, and the woman's still in the store. I go, BK, that question. Did you say I'm a racist? And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dog? And then I go, well, let me tell you what's going on. And I just spilled. And that woman, I don't think she could get out of the store fast enough. And I said, yeah, and I just basically said what she was doing, what her kid was doing. They hooked up with my stalker and they killed my dog. And this has happened since this woman and the kid hooked up with me. About Martha. She's been here 6 to 8 weeks downstairs. But hooking up with Benico right, and then the kid starting his shit, 7-year-old, he's gonna end up in juvenile court. He's got 2 police reports against him right now. So I need to find out the mom's name and then give that to the prosecutors as well. Just told her she's involved in something. And I hope she's not on parole. She's a woman just got out of prison. That's it. The kids spilled their guts. It's the same day that I met them. And that didn't matter. I mean, I don't care. Wasn't going to say anything to anybody about her being fresh out of jail. I don't care. Not my business. But you want to come down and gangbang and stuff? Yeah, my business all day. All day. So I'm really glad I talked to you. I feel calmer. I do. And I'm so sorry, but I do feel better and I feel like we can get through this. I think it. Yeah, and you can only take it. Yeah, you can only take it so much. You really can. But you know what, Judy? teaching Sunday school for 15 years, mission trips, Girl Scouts, all of that culminated to this. You know what I mean? Like, hey God. Now I'll tell you that God is God is a God of vengeance. God is my God. There's a girl living in the house with her. I think it's his sister next door, right? And I call her the skinny crackhead because they would give him. And this was 2 years ago, or maybe last summer. See, they're falling house. So anyway, she drives here. She rolls over like the last bottle, shatters, and I'm sitting in the seat. She doesn't see me because she didn't look because you probably couldn't see my head because I was in a beach chair. She goes into the kitchen room and literally sweeps all of that shattered glass, all the shattered glass, at my back, into my yard, into my yard. And I just jump up and I go, what the fuck? And she runs in her house, right? So she's in there listening, giving me equal play-by-play and stuff, peeping out the windows, they cut out holes, peeping. It's so weird. And that one got thousands of views on YouTube. But anyway, so duty, I would pray, please cut their legs off at the knees. Please cut their knees off. You know what? I would just be like, please cut them at the knees, God. Take their legs, just pull them off of me because they were really terrifying because they were running the drug house and they were selling dope and stuff. They had to drive up the drug mart. And because the brother of the guy in prison was still continuing to do business outside of the house. So um, this woman last summer stepped on some of that glass and she must be the diabetic that went for the used diabetic pods over the fence to the puppy. And because I was like, who's the diabetic? It's got to be the one that gets 450. They might stop her. No, it was her because she I went through all her Facebook her comments. And she steps on a piece of glass, it gets infected. They do a wound, like some kind of wound trauma on it, and she gets a leg back. She's got one leg, and it's above the knee. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta be careful what I pray for. And I just said cut them at the knees or cut their hands off so that they can't come at me anymore. That's how bad it got. But I only prayed it. I never said it out loud. But then this woman loses her leg, so she's next door with one leg. I'm like, wow. It shows me that God is a God of vengeance and that you should be careful what you pray for. I didn't know. But I'll tell you what, if you're messing with God or God's people and they don't do anything to you, like God is a God of vengeance at some point. And I think God is playing. You're either good or bad. I don't think there's a lot of in between anymore. And I'm just trying to stay good. For my grandkids. Yeah. And God forbids that they be able to actually come to a place that I own someday. What little Colton said last week before they left? Grandma, we go you house. I'm sorry, but Grandma, we go you house. I'm sorry, buddy, you can't come to my house. You can't even drive by. So, yeah. So I'm going to stand my ground here, and hope that I can get out from under this house in the next year or so. It's not today. You have to bloom where you're planted, unfortunately. And I was able to plant some flowers, so that makes me feel good. I tell the kids all the time, you got to bloom where you're planted. I just have to take my own advice. For the good people, not for the two that have target. And when they can't get to me, they'll move on. They'll get somebody else here. And that's a shame. But it's not me. I gotta make sure that I just try to do the next right for me, not for the kids that are screaming bitch at me. Just openly in the street. At some point, somebody will stop it. It won't be me, because I'm the target. But I think the telling point is this Beniqua has nobody else here. And she's been pretty quiet. She's been having the kids do all the dirty work. So I'm wondering if the detective didn't call her already. Or, yeah. let me tell you why. So I got the house. No, it's not. It's not. In 2019, I buy the house. They move in 4 months later, and right away, I could tell that they were getting really and selling drugs, and it was very terrifying for me. They would be all on my front yard. They were throwing chicken bones at my trash receptacles in my front yard because at that point I think I had them in front of the shed from the get go, from the get go. And so they'd have like 20 gang members in the back here by the fence and stuff, and they'd be saying shit, and I just have to hide the house. Well, that's just what I did. Well, then Aria would, Matt got Aria, so she was next door, and they would throw rocks over my yard at Aria because she would bark all day. Because Matt would literally just put her outside and chain her to the fence. And that's when I would be like, stop. They wouldn't do it. And they would start yelling at people. They started blocking my driveway to sell drugs. People would pull up in front of my driveway. They didn't want to pull in front of their house. And this started right away. And they blocked my driveway. And so they got towed one time because they wouldn't answer their door. And they were blocking my driveway. And right after that, they compromised my fence. They went crazy and took a gate, broke my fence. It's still warped and everything. But that's when that started. And then Joan called social services because she's like, oh, okay, that's what's going on. Because they had a little boy. I think it's this kid, this 8-year-old, this kid, um, like holed up in a bedroom in the back and would scream stuff out the back window. That all started right away. And that never stopped. And then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And then that guy went to prison, and they got the kids taken away, and they let me for that. So this is like old history. It's not over the dogs. This is over their dope dealing and their trap house. So this goes a lot deeper. This is their kids getting taken away by the state because of what they were doing. And when the social worker came, I was out doing the front yard, and this thug that went to prison was sitting out on the porch. Social worker walks up and she says, here, blah, blah. But before that, in front of him, she looks over at me and she says, are you the one who called? And I just looked at her. I said, no, my lawyer called. And he just went crazy and started saying shit. She's like, you can't say anything to her. They set me up to it from the get-go. The state. So that's where this all comes from. CPS, Child Services, when they took their kids at that time because Joan called social services on her. Well, they know that I'm the one that called social services, got their kids taken away. The social worker out front said, are you the one that called in front of the fucking dude who went to prison? And then they took their kids away. So they knew it was me, or my lawyer. Because then I said, no, it was my lawyer who called. Y'all gangbanging on me? Like, no. So that's where it all stems from. Them going to prison for what they were doing, and then their kids getting taken away for what they were doing, and they're blaming me for it. Convenient, right? And I've got videos of them doing drug deals in the street. They were openly had a drive-up drug line, man. It was like 6 houses down. Matt's little boy, 2 years old, looking out his front window, watching him go down right in front of his house. So that's just what it all stems from. This is not about the dogs. This is about Beniqua's kids getting taken away from her because she's a drug dealer. That's what that's about. So, and they beat up a disabled woman that bring over, and this is all kinds of stories. Like swung her around by her hair in a parking lot. They were supposed to be their health aides. They were supposed to be watching this 42-year-old mentally handicapped white woman. And I say that because the way they treated her and me, and they beat her up in a parking lot. They were supposed to be watching her in her house and swung her around by her hair. And I did time for that. And her buddy would come over all the time. And so these are the people that would follow me into the store. Her brother-in-law tried to run me down in the street, and the police were watching me from the park. They call it something like a special police protection from gang members. So he went to run me down. I was in my van, and he started to follow me. So I turned around and I went to the store. The dude stops in the middle of the street. But right before that, oh no, so I turn around and I'm coming back down the street. He's coming toward me, and he swerves over in front of me. And I just looked at him like, what? And then the cop was right on him. And I haven't seen that guy since then. No male with his out here in front of my house bothering me anymore. Like, even Beniqua's got her mouth shut. It's just now the kids and stuff like that. They're not going to stop. The fireworks in the trash receptacle, that's not going to stop. So they can't stop them. And I have to just follow through and make sure they do. But I've learned a lot about the system. It's not for people. The system is designed for humans, unfortunately. I even got him over protection, and the judge laughed at it when I went there 3 days after my surgery. This is silly. Go sell your house, she told me. That's all in the court papers. And this is the judge whose son shot his wife in the face, murdered her in front of his children. So he's in prison. So the judge has custody of did not have custody of her grandchildren, but got custody of her grandchildren and let them go visit him and talk to him on the phone, and that was against the law. It was one of the stipulations. So she broke the law, and the prosecutor's office hates her guts, and that's all in the news. That was my judge for a criminal stalking case. And I have 10 police reports, actual reports, about 50 incident reports. I had a whole stack of, I printed them all out. I had all these videos, and she refused to look at anything. And she would say, "How do you say Benito?" She would look at Benito and say, "Now, how do you say your name?" And look at her like, "Oh, you're so cute. Oh, Benito." Honestly. And then there I am in a sling, full sling, by myself, with all this evidence, and she wouldn't look at any of it. Said it was silly. And then she says, "Well, why don't you just sell your house?" So I go, "Yeah, 30K, you want to buy it, Judge?" And I look around behind me and I go, "Hey, you guys, 30K cash for a house. Any buyers?" And then I just looked at her, the judge. It's not for the people. So I'll try to watch, and I'm going to continue to try. And I really appreciate you listening. I know you're out there in a beautiful setting. Aw. Yeah, me too. But Friday's coming. God is a God. My God is a God of protection and vengeance. And I'm going to leave it there. Right, exactly. $65,000 rotator cuff surgery. He did some expensive work. I pay a portion. I pay a little bit. I do pay a little bit. Co-pays and all that. I have an Indian doctor, and he is so wonderful. He's so wonderful. But he takes my Medicare, and he washes away everything else. Yeah, I'm blessed too. I'm blessed in every other area of my life, fully blessed. Maybe this house is not for me. Maybe it's cursed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on it. Right, yeah. So, and you know what? There's the RV. You know? Right, I'll have a van on the 3rd. It's gonna cost me my everything. It's $650. They're gonna redo the whole. Absolutely. That gets me out there. And that solves all the problems in the van. Oh, God. Everything is, it's a $3,000 van for me. A free van, not free. But the nice thing is the kids pay the insurance, still in their name for now, and I'm okay with all that. Yes, yes, I'm out. Well, I'm not out of here, but I'm going to go stay there for a little while. And then Diane's going to, Jenny, get out of my flowers. Me, no. At the RV? Weirdly, no. They don't bother her at all. They just targeted me as a person because of what I told you. No, they don't bother her at all. No, they're just the whole screaming and stuff like that. They're not going to call her those names. They don't know her, and when she's here, they don't say anything. They wait until she leaves. So she's okay, and I want to know when you want to come out, so I won't have the dogs there. So we need a plan. I love it. Oh yeah, no, right. And I was going to tell you, the end of July, August, September, those are all good times to go because it's waned. Most people are going back to school, or it's all old people. Yeah, and there's nobody there. We would have to run the whole place, and you're going to love the little pool and the showers. It's just great. And I say that because I still have it, so there must be something there you know, for me personally. Now, did I think they were kind of children of the corny? Yeah, but I'll take that any day over this. So and if I had the dogs out there, they'd be, when I'm out there alone, I'd be okay. I walk them in the mornings. Now I get why old people get up early and do their stuff and they're in bed by like 7 because nothing good happens after 7 outside, right? Like, I think that's the schedule for all old people in a way. That's true. I think I just get tired by 7. I'm like, oh, I gotta lay down. But yeah, and absolutely. And I have to be real careful not to overdo it. And there I am sawing firewood and shit. But yeah, I was in a big movie. This year's already been something. Um, 4 weeks ago, I was desperate. I'm like, oh, I need some money. But I went down to the store, saw a couple friends, and I go, I'm going to play. I play 92683, the Westminster zip code. So I'm going, let me play a pick five for $1. Well, I'll play it for tonight too. And Marvel made it happen, dude. It came in, and I won $400. So I was able to get what I needed, and about 2 weeks ago, 92683 came in. Now, if it comes in a straight, it's not a 50-cent bet, which most people bet. I bet $1. I would have won 50 grand if it came in a straight, but it didn't. But it came in, and I was like, yes, thank you, Marvel. And then the cat, like, everything's a win-win except for this situation. But this situation doesn't terrify me like it did before with the crib dudes. And with this woman not screaming her usual garbage, it's that in itself is better, but it's not okay. It's not. She's still going to answer for what she did and what her children are doing. And what's funny, Tootie, I'm Dennis the Menace. I'm him because not Dennis, but I can't remember the neighbor's name. So I take my yeah. So I take my Mr. Wilson. Ooh, I got it, Mr. Wilson. That's what it was. And so I take my Bluetooth. You're gonna love this. I take my YouTube lives where they're screaming, and I play it loud for my shed. And then I put it over on my window next to their backyard. So every time the kids come out, I push play, and they'd be screaming from the top of their lungs, and you can tell their moms out there, like, yeah, go for it, scream, Jack, the kids screaming, scream barking at my window, trying to get the dogs to bark. So I just play this super loud for everybody to hear, and then it seems to drive them away. It's just one of those insidious things. Yeah, and no, just know uh, that I'm working on it. You know, I'm gonna have to go downtown and actually show my face and say, "What are you doing for me?" And Joan is saying, it takes a while. They actually have to have an indictment handed down. Well, doesn't it start with detective work though? How can you have an indictment on something that you haven't unless they're just doing it for me. I didn't even have to go down for a meeting with them. They just decided protective on it. So I know. That's what I was like. No, not at all. And just know God has me. You know, God's got me in His hands. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I don't handle losing an animal very well at all. Aw, I appreciate that. I can use every prayer you can get. I love you too. Thank you so much. Now put it all out of your head. Enjoy your day. Aw. Yeah, just hand it to God. Thank you, Tootie. I love you so much. Have a good one. I will. Thanks a lot. Bye. I love you too. Love you. Ari. Aria. Come here. Time to play some videos. Come on. Nope, there needs to be. That's you. Detective. So I will be at the prosecutor's office. I hope she's not on parole. Dude, I hope his mom's not on parole. In case you need to get it better. do to me? Hey, what's up? Yeah. Oh, another day in the hood. What are you doing? Yeah. Oh, that's the kids next door and down the street. Remember the ones I was telling you about? Yeah. One is really nice. Really nice. Yeah. No, it's the boy. Yeah. Yeah, I know. No, it's all good. No, there's a detective involved now. Yeah. I gave them their address. They'll get there now. Yeah. No, they won't stop, dude. 8 o'clock this morning, he's out in front of my house announcing to the whole neighborhood that I walked out my front door like a fucking pervert. I don't know. I don't understand. Yeah. Oh, I'm replaying their video from the other day. All my YouTube lives are like this. That's what they do every day. No, screaming bitch, fuck you, fuck off, all kinds of shit. That kid was screaming from my stalker's car yesterday, screaming that I'm a bitch. It's only a matter of time before somebody out front, my house is set back, before they step up and defend my honor. But it's not going to be me. I'm just going to go to court and do what I need to do. They're listening to themselves now. No, did nothing. Gave him food, man. I was nice, gave him chalk and stuff. I shouldn't have. I should have just shut the wall down. Hang on a second. Yeah, yeah. Oh, they don't like the sound of their own voices. Boo-hoo. Yep. Get in here. Get in here. I'm done. Get in here. All the way. Hurry up. Get in here. Come. I said come. You better listen to me. I ain't playing with you right now. You're okay, kid. Come on. It's up. You're big. The market. Little piece. Come here. Hey. Come on, let's eat. Come on, Jen, let's eat. Come on. Aria, let's eat. Come on, let's eat. Come on, Jen. Jenny, come. Come on, Jen, let's eat. Come on. Good job, buddy. Come on. Go eat your dinner or your breakfast.
Thank you for spending your day with me. Not the whole day. I'm sure this is boring. Just an old lady's front yard, just trying to document what I need to. And actually, they've run off now. They didn't like hearing themselves on camera. So I'll be back with y'all. Peace and love.